Sourdough update. Here's what she's looking like. I'm supposed to discard down to a half a cup, then add a half a cup of water, and then a half a cup of lukewarm flour. I have zero sourdough equipment that you see all over the internet. So I'm using these because nobody else is using them. And I use them to scrape things because they're like little mini spatulas. I do have a scale, but I mean, I was using that before for other stuff. So I guess technically I have one sourdough thing. I don't have a Dutch oven. I don't have a lathe. I don't have one of those things where you put the bread in to make the lines. I'm just doing this without any of that, y'all. I might acquire that stuff, but I'm just gonna see what I can do with what I have for now. So I guess I'm only supposed to keep this much and then toss the rest, because it's not ready yet, so it's not an active like starter yet, I guess. My goal with this is to not have any more sourdough than what can fit in this jar. One, because this jar is really cute, and two, I don't want a bunch of sourdough stir around me. It's like, why? So that's my goal. The reason it was in the big jar is because I forgot that I was supposed to discard down to half a cup. Otherwise, I could have kept it in this jar this whole time. But anywho, so there's my half a cup, and then this half a cup of flour that I got out earlier before I used my cup for the starter because I didn't want it to be sticky. And then a half a cup of lukewarm water. So, Annalise, do you want a popsicle? All right. There's that. LOL. This jar might not be big enough because it is supposed to expand, but it hasn't started yet. Like it's not an active starter quite yet. It says it's gonna take this. I have to do this process 5 times. So this is the first time. Well, technically this is the second time, ish. Oh no. Anyways, basically once it starts bubbling, and there's some signs that, you know, once it starts bubbling and something else, after a couple hours of feeding it is when it's an active starter. So I guess we'll see. So right now, okay, that's cool. I'm so excited. I'm coming. Give me a minute. There we go. I'm gonna leave her on the counter again. So far, this process is like super simple. I guess we'll see what happens. And then in 12 to 24 hours, it's 3:48 right now. 12 to 24 hours, I do the same thing. Discard down to a half a cup, and then add a half a cup of flour and half a cup of water. And I do that for 5 days. So, see you in 5 days.